Last time on Sealed Only Sunday. 3 rocket tracers going to be required. Yes, this level of wildcard is incredibly rare to get, but I think that's a worthy cause. Alright, that's looking more like it. 3 rocket tracers are now added to our collection. A full playset going forward is going to be big. So this is where I normally would go into our duels, talk a bit of smack, and have a bit of fun, if not for one thing. I don't have any this week. Greetings, and welcome back to Sealed Only Sunday for episode number 9. We're already up to the double digits already. It feels kinda weird. Regardless of that, last episode, we got ourselves the massive bonus for reaching level 2, and we spent it on next to nothing, unfortunately. But regardless of that, we also did a couple of very important upgrades, which could come to help us this episode. So, first of all, we upgraded to finally have the sell box available to us, which will happen at the end of every episode, where we can simply dump cards we no longer want and get the 25% of its value to next week's budget. Kind of handy, but then again, selling something for 25% is about as good as you'd expect it to be, right? Then, we also upgraded Todd's store to now offer us 5 packs a week instead of 4, which is probably the more important part. Todd has also let us know that now when we choose to re-roll things, we can re-roll things up to 3 instead of 2. So we can re-roll 3 packs in the store. That's neat. I would have expected that to be its own upgrade, honestly, but I guess, hey, even we get freebies sometimes. Regardless of that, last week we also lost out on the duels, thanks to Omega having a bit of a fit, unfortunately. So now going forward, the Lupine Weekly is hosted using EDOPro. Your boy also has a cold this week, so you may hear me sniffle a little bit, and if so, then I apologize, I can't exactly do much about it. Regardless of that, our budget was also increased last week thanks to the level up, so our budget for this week is 3,250 DP, which is awesome, because we need all the money we can get if we're going to keep carrying this strategy forward, hopefully finding a product that we need. Now, let's talk what that plan actually is. Do you guys remember that we now have a lot of Dragon Maids and Dragon support in general? Yeah, Dragon Link seems like the obvious place to go now. However, the version of Dragon Link we're going to have to play, considering most of their good cards were banned, is kind of awkward. We may have to focus less on the rocket part of it and sort of lean more into one or another way, but it really depends on what we find in the shop. Our extra deck is still lacking a ton of cards that we need to do nearly anything, as our only real end card right now is Borreload Savage with 1 negate. There needs to be something more than that. Being able to summon House was also really funny, but we need Shiu in order to make that really function in any way, shape, or form. Regardless of that, let's add our totals to the budget, or our wallet, or whatever we're gonna call it. And I'll see you in the shop to see exactly what kind of mess we can get up to.
Hello again. I noticed a ton of upgrades when I arrived this morning, so I guess I have you to thank for them. Now, you've got 5 different packs up for grabs, as well as the sales box having been added to your homestead. As a token of my gratitude, you are now able to re-roll 3 packs each time you re-roll instead of 2. Neat, isn't it? I know I told you all about this already, but the viewers need to know, so they don't question it later. Shop away.
And shop away we shall, because this shop is absolutely horrible today. Dark Illusions, Cybernetic Horizon, freaking Spirit Warriors, no. Lightning Overdrive and Extreme Force do us nearly nothing for the strategy that we want to do, unfortunately. So I think a reroll is almost mandatory here. We're gonna reroll Dark Illusion, Cybernetic Horizon, and probably Lightning Overdrive. Let's get them out of here. Well, that's at least looking a little bit better, considering it's 2 sets we've opened before, both of which I still want pieces from, to be fair. Soul Fusion is still host to a couple of really good cards, considering we also got Galatea back when we opened it the first time, so any Orcus card would be great. And Chaos Impact has Siegfried, which is now really important going forward. We're going to buy 8 packs of Chaos Impact for 2000 DP and 4 packs of Soul Fusion for 1200, and hope that's enough to push us over the edge. It's not any key pieces. Chaos Impacts could give us Draco Berserker, which would be cool. But it will have to do for now because it's the best we can do. Let's head over to the pack opening and pray. Alright then, it's time to open our packs, and I'm actually really excited to get into this because Chaos Impact is one of my favorite sets. Let's go. 8 packs of Chaos Impact on the block. Protocol Gardna, Boompoline, Gladiator Pneumakia, Salamangreat Burning Shell, Mandastrong, whatever that is, Burning Star, Brutal Dozer, Blessed Winds, and the Dream Mirror Fusion. Great. Pack number 2, Tachyon Spiral Galaxy, Dino-Wrestler Valinx, Bye-Bye Damage, Cauldron of the Old Man, Double whatever that is, Chamber of the Unchained, DD Patrol Plane, Transcendence, and Evil Eye of the Gorgond. No. Please be useful. Boompoline, Burning Star, Bonzalone, Aramage Marajam, Crown Tail, The Gun, Cauldron of the Old Man, Blessed Winds, and Gladiator Beast Not Dragoon. Pack number 4, Gladiator Pneumakia, Aramage Marajam, Bye-Bye Damage, World Legacy World Key, Crusher Run, The Burning Star, Marshal Ampelo, Gladiator Beast Charge, and Evil Eye of the Gorgon number 2. Oof. Pack number 5, Marinsa's Cascade, Protocol Gardna, Escape of the Unchained, Gladiator Pneumakia, The Mandastrong Ape, Wonderheart, Aroma Gartering, Tyrant Farm, and oh boy, Star Liege Seafort. That's actually a really good card, and having more of those would be great, but I'm not complaining at 1. Awesome, we actually got a good card. Crikey. Okay, pack number 6 here. Boompoline, Battle Ocean, Cauldron of the Old Man, Dream Mirror of Chaos, Mimikuro, Brennigear, Dances with Beasts, Tenyi Spirit Ashuna, and Gladiator Beast Not Dragoon. They like giving me multiples today. Pack number 7, Mandastrong, Brutal Dozer, Valinx, Marshal Ampelo, Full Turn, The World Legacy, Protocol Gardna, Monster Express, and Marinsa's Crystal Heart. And for the last pack of today, we got Bonzalone, Marinsa's Cascade, Marinsa's Wonderheart, Armor Dragon, Full Turn, Battle Ocean, Valinx, Unchained Twins Aruha, and the 3rd copy of Gladiator Beast Not Dragoon. This is getting absolutely absurd, but getting Siegfried is a massive thing. Not Siegfried, Seifert. Alright, but we also have 4 packs of Soul Fusion to go through today, so let's do that really quickly. Pack number 1, Until Noble Arms Anita once again, Salamangreat Emerald Eagle, Rise of the Salamangreat, Salamangreat Jack Jaguar, Patchwork Fluffle, Galaxy Brave, Diplexer Chimera, Gokipole, and Necro Valley Throne. Not exactly what I was looking for from here, but I digress. Pack number 2, World Legacy World Wand, Salamangreat Falco, DDD Big Boy, Salamangreat Jack Jaguar, Diplexer Chimera, Will of the Salamangreat, Eternal Galaxy, Galaxy Trance, and Second Expedition into Danger. Not what we wanted either. Pack number 3, Orchestrated Attack, Concentrating Current, Predaplant Dracostapelia, Salamangreat Emerald Eagle, World Dino Wrestling, Necrofusion, Alvis of the Older Fawn, and of course the one Orcus card we get is Harp Horror, the one we can't use. Okay, last pack. Incantation Bookstone, Eternal Galaxy, Salamangreat Jack Jaguar, DDD Whatever, Dino Wrestler King T-Rexel, Predaplant Dracostapelia, Crusadia Crawler, Toll Hike, and another Necro Valley Throne. Oh, that's just massively disappointing. We needed an Orcus card just to be able to use our Galatea, and the one we get is the one that's banned. Unfortunate, but a Star Liege Seafort is definitely a worthy addition to the deck, even though it's not necessarily helping us do much in the current state. It's going to be a major key piece going forward, so having one, I'll take it. Well, this is going to be an incredibly short pre-duel this week because honestly, we didn't really make that many changes. The only real thing we included this week is Star Liege Seifert. It's not as good as you would think it is right now, considering we don't have that many cards we can pitch for it, because our entire deck is not made of dragons quite yet. But it can, in some niche circumstances, be normal summoned in order to sack any card from our hand to find Rocket Tracer, then linking off Seifert for Striker Dragon, allowing us to get Boot Sector and then do a combo from there. It's probably the best way we have of going around it, so it's still a decent inclusion nonetheless. We've also decided to throw in Eldritch the Golden Lord because, honestly, we lack a big bungus that isn't a machine at this point. Yes, Citadel has a very appropriate effect for blowing up the board, but he sacks himself in doing so. We are still playing a lot of spell and trap cards that are only situationally useful, so throwing an Eldritch in there just to sort of toy with it is the best I can accomplish. We have also, again, decided to include the Borreload Furious Dragon, because apparently you can summon this off of Dragon Main Changeover, and I literally had no idea. Other than that, the deck looks almost identical because we didn't really pull that well this week. We're still going to go in and hope and snag ourselves a few wins, so we'll see how we do. Now, at the start of this episode, games are now being hosted on EDOPro instead of Omega, so please do keep in mind that my commentary may be a bit different now because I kind of have to do it a bit faster, and I don't have all of the ease of use tools that Omega has. The simple reason for this was explained on the Discord in case you are interested, but it should be fair for you to know that my commentary may be a bit more slurry, considering I have to go a bit faster. Regardless of that, first game. So for the first game of the day, we're playing up against fellow content creator Absadoodle from the Omega Condor channel, playing his sealed-only Fire Kings deck, and it was a doozy. Our starting turn basically accumulates to us getting Kitchen Dragon made special summon thanks to Ernest, going into Striker Dragon, getting our lovely Boot Sector launch, going into our Rocket Tracer, activating Rocket Tracer, getting rid of our Striker Dragon in order to go into our Borreload Savage Dragon with a negate and passing turn. It's not much, but it's honest work. He's going to activate Burden of the Mighty, setting one card and passing turn, which for us actually spells a really good game here. We're going to normal summon Rocket Synchron, getting back our Absarado Dragon, going into Quad Burrow Dragon, which is going to allow us to get Rocket Tracer back. Rocket Tracer is going to pop the equipped Striker Dragon to go into Silver Rocket Dragon for a Boral Sword. Unfortunately, when we thought we won the game, it gets Solemn Striked, and we are forced to pass turn. We still have a negate on our Borreload, so it's not the end of the world, but here comes Fire King Island. We are forced to negate this because this will enable all of the plays of his deck, and he just sets a monster and passes, which is great for us. We then get a Parlor Dragon Mage, we decide to normal summon, throwing away our changeover, going into battle, going to deal a 1900 beat stick attack here, then using our changeover, unfortunately in the wrong order, which means we get rid of our Borreload Savage like a dum-dum, and we could have pushed for a lot of damage here if we actually did it correctly, but no, we decided to go for the Fortress during the main phase 2 instead, and then just pass turn on that. He top decks another Fire King Mountain, which is going to let him activate Rekindling, going into number 22. Freaking Mega Man! Oh my god, I haven't seen that card in a literal forever, and I can't believe I'm getting to see it again. It's a 5k beat stick, destroy all spells and trap cards your opponent controls. Fortunately for us, it does not have any protection, so our Fortress is still able to go over it as we beat in, leaving Absadoodle at 400. We normal summon Parlor to send Tin Hank, and we pass turn. Unfortunately, he does manage to do his combos anyway, thanks to the field spell. If we can't out the field spell, we're going to be in a world of hurt. We do activate our Mirror Force here to protect ourselves, but unfortunately, their effects mean they come back if they're destroyed by a card effect. Yikes. We are going to be absolutely destroyed here by the Fire King Bird, whatever the name of it is. Ganex, something on G that I've forgotten. Regardless of that, we are forced to pass our turn on an empty board. He special summons another one, unfortunately popping one, but Wolf Bark is going to be summoned, bringing back the beat stick that he can overlay for a time 3 free doer, and that's just enough for lethal. Yikes. Game number 2 is at hand, and our starting hand is not much better. We set ourselves 2 bottomless trap holes, ending on nothing more than a fortress, as Fire King Island comes immediately. Massively unfortunate. Wolfbark is going to be normal summoned, bringing back the Avatar Barong, I believe it is. We're going to attempt to go over 22, but I'm stupid forgetting that it has its own battle protection, so we pop the Fire King Island, which allows him to go back into his Giga Chad, but it gets hit with a second bottomless trap hole, so we're actually safe for a turn. Unfortunately, we don't draw anything on that turn, so we simply go back into Fortress, throwing the second Citadel into the graveyard, bashing over a bunch of damage here, 5,500 to be specific, as Absadullah draws Monster Reborn, bringing back the Wolf Bark, which is going to activate Wolf Bark's effect in order to bring back the Garong. At this point, we are forced to blow up the board, but unfortunately, there is another Barong just waiting for us. Then Megalo Smasher comes in for Silent Honor Arc of all things, allowing him to steal one of our Citadels and pass turn. Now, we're in a predicament here, because if we attack, we're going to get hit with a Radiant Mirror Force, basically, and... oh, not Mirror Force, Fire King Island is going to be able to just special summon Garunks for hand, and we're dead. If we don't attack, he's going to tribute it to do the exact same thing to search a card, and it's just kind of unfortunate. No matter what direction we go here, we're kind of stuck. Unfortunately, more so, we actually draw the only spell card in our deck that doesn't do anything. We blow up the field hoping we can do something with it, but Garong, or whatever the bird name is, I'm never going to remember it. It's a bird. Big Bird, ha! Basically, it comes out anyway, which is our worst case scenario, because we can't destroy it with card effects, as he summons Flamvel fucking Fire Dog. The best boy. It beats him for a massive chunk of damage, going into Redoer, setting a card, and Solemn Strike just ain't gonna do it, Chief. It's not enough right now, and we actually lose game number 1. Game number 2, we're up against Bring the Fallout, who is playing Naturia, and I can't believe this. He sets 3, summons Naturia Rock, and passes over to us, and our hand is decent. We're going to normal summon the Seifert, but be immediately hit with a Solemn Judgment, meaning we can only bring out our Machina, Punching Face, unfortunately getting it with a Crackdown, a World Tree, and... not Dynamiscus, Oilinoides, I think? Well, regardless, it's a Dynamiscus, and, not Dynamiscus, whatever. Paleozoic. We actually get met with the Earth Charmer, which would have brought back our Citadel, which is terrifying, so we have to strike it. And then we're met with an Imperial Order as we summon Rocket Tracer, going into Striker Dragon, meaning we can no longer use our Boot Sector launch, which is kind of unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. We beat him for 1,000 damage as a Trap Tricks as normal summon, going for Floodgate Trap Hole, going into Sarah, activating the tree on Sarah to bring out Antjaw. You'll see why Antjaw is terrifying in just a bit here. 700 points of damage from the Imperial Order. We're going to activate the effect of our Parlor, which gets hit with the Floodgate, so we send the changeover because we don't have another target to send. Of course, we're going to destroy and special summon the Citadel here. However, this triggers Antjaw. Antjaw is able to special summon a Naturia monster anytime your opponent special summons a monster, but fortunately for us, it is not enough to take game 1. Game number 2, however, and the story is much, much different. At this point, he's simply going to summon Antjaw and set 1, and our hand is stacked, but requires a lot of special summoning. We send Absa Dragon here off of the redeployment in order to search what we need, but as we special summon 2 monsters, Antjaw does not have a hard once per turn, so his board is going to fill up very quickly. 3 Antjaws and a Butterfly as we now go into Rocket Synchron, special summoning the Absa Dragon, which is going... This is where the issues are going to start to arise. We are going to go for the Boot Sector here, activating Boot Sector, of course, to special summon the Rocket Tracer and the Magna Rocket Dragon from hand, activating the effect to blow up a fortress. Unfortunately, we can't trigger Citadel here, which is really, really bad for us because we needed it. We'll go for the Unicorn. We'll go in to beat him for some damage here, destroying 1 Antjaw, but having the second attack negated. And now you're about to see the absolute shenanigans this can pull off. He's going for the Sphere mode here, going into the Earth Charmer to special summon our Citadel, which is terrifying, going into battle phase to destroy our face-down dragon, then getting punched in the face for a menial amount of damage, which doesn't really matter as he blows up his own Sphere mode. We draw a Galaxy Cyclone for turn, getting rid of a Trap Trick, unfortunately, which sets a Radiant Mirror Force. At this point, we're forced to activate our Boot Sector launch, bringing back 2 of them, which of course is going to trigger the Antjaw. Antjaw is going to special summon a Mosquito, and we're going to go into Borreload Savage Dragon. This is going to bring out Beans, and this is going to spell the end of the game for us. We, of course, have to negate the trap card. We don't have a different choice here, as we beat over for a little bit of damage, which activates the effect of the Earth Charmer to draw a Fossil Dino to hand. Or not Fossil Dino, the Sunflower thing. Doesn't matter. Pot of Extravagance is going to get activated, banished 6 cards, setting a bunch, going to battle phase, and thanks to Mosquito, we take any battle damage that would have been dealt with the Naturia monsters. Game number 3, yeah? Game number 3, our starting hand is equally kind of bad, but we're going to go for the redeployment, pitching the Tin Hank here in order to normal summon the Kitchen Dragon. Mater's going to draw us Lorpar, pitching Lorpar. We're then going to set, of course, our big boy himself, and pass turn. Antjaw and 4 face down are going to be met. We play the roulette, activating Cosmic Cyclone, getting rid of a Solemn Judgment. A pretty good one here. We're going to go for the Kitchen Dragon Maid effect, which gets met... Or, sorry, we're going to have our Kitchen Dragon Maid fucking destroyed by Dogmatic Punishment, which is funny. At this point, we do attempt to do some shenanigans, but, no dice. We're simply going to get punched in the face for a minuscule amount of damage, hoping that we can do something on the following turn. And we might be able to. We bring back our big boy here, and we're going to chain quick launch to make sure that the Antjaw misses timing, which it does. We're going to destroy the fortress using our rocket in order to bring back Citadel, which is going to fill the field, unfortunately, with the same combo as before, but thanks to Citadel, we can very easily get rid of all of them. At this point, we go for Time 3 for Doer, which unfortunately gets hit with a Solemn Judgment, as we're forced to set our Ghost Bell, and we pass the turn. Maron is going to be drawn, which is the best draw possible, as it allows him to send one Naturia from deck to the grave, and then choose 2 of them to shuffle back into the deck to draw a card. He then draws Pod of freaking Duality off the top, attacking into our face down, taking some damage, and you're going to see where that matters in just a moment. We draw Changeover, unfortunately, which isn't really enough to do anything, but Maron is going to activate its effect once again, shuffling 2 more into the deck to draw a card. That card is Pod. That sucks. Here comes the Nightmare Phoenix to destroy our back row, punching over the Ghost Bell, which now leaves us wide open. Our top deck for the turn is a Solemn Strike, which doesn't do us anything, as another Pot of Duality gets flipped, and it's Volcanic Scattershot. He chooses to take Scattershot to activate Tri-Blaze Accelerator in the back row to pitch it to draw another one to deal 500 points of damage to us, going into the battle phase to hit us for 1900, leaving us very, very low here. We get a Nurse Dragon Mage, which we decide to set, and during the end phase he activates Scattershot again. However, at this specific moment, during his main phase 1, we go to time. And thanks to time rules, I am 100 life points higher than he is, so I walk away with a win that I did not deserve. I was about to get wrecked by Naturias. Wow. Game number 3, we're playing up against Darkonic, playing Sealed Only Dinos. We are going to go first, and we set 3 past turn, getting met with a double Evo Pill off the top, into an Oviraptor that we activate Strike on, which is the best thing we can do. We get punched for 3,500 damage with 2 dead cards in hand that we can't do anything with. We activate the Twin Twister to destroy both of his back row, which is really nice. Any good card here does it. It's Absorauto Dragon. Yeah, that's a fat defeat right there, and probably the quickest loss we've ever had. We go to game number 2, and our starting hand is slightly better this time around, as we have access to Seifert. We do activate the Dragon Shrine here, pitching the Absorauto Dragon, which is a normal thing for us to do in order to get the Rocket Tracer. Rocket Tracer is, of course, going to do the Rocket Tracer combo, but we're met with the first Ash in a very long time. I almost forgot that card existed. Unfortunately, that does end our turn, as Darkonic activates Lost World, going into the... what is it? The Pterodon? Whatever. We get met with a UCT, which of course is going to start shenanigans, as he just for the hell of it throws an Oviraptor into the graveyard. Apparently it was a misclick, but it was still really funny. We activate our redeployment here, going for what we hope is enough to deal with it, but of course we're tempted to be met with UCT, which we decide to Solemn Strike. It's the best thing we can do as we punch over the Petite Pterodon, or whatever it is, and hoping that he doesn't draw anything. He draws an Ash Blossom, meaning he has to pass turn to us. That is really good for us. We normal summon the Seifert, hoping to find a Rocket Tracer, but of course not. Right. We then punch in for a menial amount of damage, which is the best we can do given the circumstances, and he draws a Quaking Mirror Force. Yikes. It looks like the Mirror Force man has gotten Mirror Forced. We're now forced to have our monsters face down, which leaves us with nothing, as he normal summons a Scrap Raptor that for some odd reason is a dinosaur. He goes to battle, hits the token, which, you know, throws the baby Ceratosaurus, getting the Oviraptor, and he's off to the races. UCT hits the board yet again, and he's going to activate the effect, attempting to bring something back, but we'll hit it with the Bell as it goes into Evolsar Dolka, which is absolutely going to destroy us. We normal summon our Kitchen Dragon Maid. Of course, it gets immediately negated. We can't flip our monster back up thanks to Quaking Mirror Force, so we're simply forced to watch as a big-ass dragon walks literally all over us, and we'll take a very swift 0-2 against dinosaurs. We just aren't there yet to deal with big chunguses, are we? Now, for the last duel of today, we're going up against fellow content creator Demurrer Tundra, playing Blue Eyes Rank Gate Spam. Oh, Danger Blue Eyes, that's what he called it. Right, Danger Blue Eyes. As you can see, he's going to absolutely set up his board using Nebula Dragon and Alternative Dragon to go into the Dragon Spirit of White and drag Lubion, which is going to bring out the number, 38, Hope Harbinger. And that's going to end his turn, and unfortunately for us, we don't really have much to do here. We're going to Dragon Shrine. It's going to be immediately negated by Hope Harbinger, which makes sense. We're going to go for the House Dragon Maid, as it is the best thing we can do, hoping to punch over the Mr. Boy here, but he's going to quick synchro into Black Rose Dragon, not the original one, the Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, I believe it is. He's then going to extend further with Thunderbird in hand, activating the Search 2 Dragons, whatever it's named, going full blast and overextending into Mirror Force. Mirror Force absolutely destroys his board, as his hubris will be the best of him. And to our freaking amazement, we top deck a Rocket Tracer. This is going to allow us to set up just enough to get at least a negate on the board, which might just be enough to turn this game in our favor after that amazing 5-monster destruction. Mirror Force. We go for the regular combo, also getting Galactic Spiral Dragon this time around, beating for 3,500 and pass turn. At this point, the White Stone of Ancients is going to activate, getting him a Blue Eyes, going into Linkuriboh and summoning Alternative White Dragon. This is going to destroy Galactic Spiral as he passes turn, and we top deck Redeployment. Okay, well, Redeployment for the usual, getting our fortress onto the board in order to get rid of Linkuriboh so we can attack over the Alternative Dragon. And it's up to the fate of the top deck. It's going to be Sage, which we are immediately going to negate using our Borreload Savage negate. He is going to chain Linkuriboh, so he survives one more turn here, which may just be his dismay. For turn, we draw a Solemn Strike that we simply set because it's the best thing we can do. He activates Linkuriboh, allowing him to survive one more turn on 500 life points, draws for turn a card of Consonants that he can't use, and scoops them up. Game number 2, our hand is looking far, far worse as we're forced to going first again. We'll simply do our redeployment, going for our usual 2-set pass, and considering how many cards he can draw, that's not good. Safer gets summoned, which we hit immediately with the Bottomless Trap Hole, hoping that's enough to end the turn, and it is. Unfortunately, we don't really have a follow-up to this, and we're forced to punch for 2,500 and pass turn back to Demurrer. At this point, he top decks another Seyfert. Wow. Nebula Dragon is going to get activated here, which is going to summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon, allowing him to use Return of the Dragon Lords to splash or summon another one. Draglubion is going to be summoned, bringing out Numeron Dragon, of course, being the best possible card here. 9,000 attack, going straight into our Machina Fortress, as he's going to protect it using the Dragon Lords in the graveyard. At this point, we don't really have much of an option as we bring back our second fortress, punch over the Seyfert, wait for our turn to pass so we can, in the draw phase, activate our Citadel in order to blow up the board. This, of course, is going to activate Numeron Dragon, which is going to destroy the Citadel, but destroy the fortress and bring back the Citadel. I don't even know what I'm talking about here. Seyfert is going to activate, bringing back the Nebula Dragon to hand. He's going to activate the Sage in order to draw a White Stone that he's going to use Cards of Consonants for, to draw both the Blue Eyes, an alternative, and he's off to the races once more. At this point, he's going to make the Galaxy Cypher Blade Dragon, destroying my face down, which is a redeployment here, going 200 over, and we are left with very, very little to our name. We draw a Crackdown for turn, which will actually allow us to live one more turn, or so I think, as I activated grabbing the Cypher Dragon. However, he top decks the Levianeer. Levianeer is going to destroy the Crackdown, and that's game 2, folks. So, for the last game of today, we are once again going first, hoping that we can do some damage. We'll go for the Dragon Shrine Absolouter combo, drawing us Rocket Synchron here, going for the Quick Launch, being able to summon Rocket Tracer. This is going to go into Striker Dragon, and if you've seen this combo a couple of times now, you're probably starting to learn how it works. We're going to go for it here, special summoning the Rocket Tracer only, destroying the Boot Sector launch, because we are overextending as far as we can. Rocket Synchron is going to be normal summon to bring back the Absolouter Dragon. At this point, we can make both Borreload Savage Dragon and Time Thief Redoer, having both a strike and a bottomless set, and this is probably the best end board I think we've ended on the entire series. Demurrer is going to activate Pot of Desires and Cards of Consonants, attempting to draw out basically his entire deck at this point, activating Safer, to which we flip Solemn Strike, because this thing needs to go away. He's then going to go for the Alternative Dragon to attempt to pop our Borreload, which we negate using said Borreload. At this point, Nebula Dragon is going to come, special summoning the Blue Eyes, which we hit with the Bottomless Trap Hole, banishing both of them. Seyfert is going to be activated, bringing back the second copy of Alternative, and then we decide to beat our Time Thief Winder out of there to make sure it is not destroyed by battle, and then he walks into a Borreload for some reason. I don't know. We draw an Earnest Return, which just isn't enough, but we do manage to get ourselves a second draw here thanks to our Winder. This is going to give us the redeployment, allowing us to pitch the Eldritch, special summoning the Eldritch, getting rid of the Striker Dragon, and that is actually enough to OTK, and we beat a relative, I wouldn't say meta, but it's a decent deck. I'm happy about this. And that's that. I mean, a 2-2 score, considering we actually beat some decent decks this time around and almost losing to Naturia. Honestly, that was about as well as I expected it to go today, not gonna lie. It is very, very slowly getting better in terms of the deck. We are missing so many pieces to make it work, but I think we're about to get somewhere at least. We're still able to do a consistent 1-negate board, and with a slightly better extra deck, I think we can get there. Regardless, though, we are going to cash in today on 350 more DP thanks to our completed rewards. And that's really going to be it. I don't really have a lot to say on this one more than thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy the content, remember to click the like button down below. Remember to subscribe to see all my future uploads, both on here and our Twitch. You can follow me because I do stream a couple times a week. As always, stay safe out there.